Hello, Professor Toybox here along with Princess Jasmine, and today I'm going to start building the Cave of Wonders toy box that you saw in my previous episode. And I'm going to begin this build with the cave entrance. Here's what this area looked like in the original animated movie. It's a large open chamber with a narrow winding staircase that leads down from the mouth of the cave. At the bottom of the stairs is a stone wall with an archway that serves as the entrance to the first treasure chamber. So this is what I want to build today, and to save a little time, I've already placed my Jasmine's Palace View power disc on the base to set the sky, and I've used a boombox over here to turn off the music. The sky isn't really going to be visible in this toy box except at the cave opening, but since it is visible there, I want to make sure I use the same sky that I used in the desert region outside. I've also got my Sands of Time power disc on the base, so I have access to that terrain theme. Now, I'm going to make a few changes to the entrance because I still wasn't quite happy with what I showed you last time. The area at the top of the stairs was just too blocky and didn't really fit. And I think this structure here, this new structure, will look a little bit more like what we saw in that first screenshot. So the first thing we'll do is get this boombox out of the way. We'll stick this below the terrain for now. And as far as the orientation of the toy box, looking out the cave entrance, I don't want to be looking that direction and see the palace. And so we're going to set it off in that direction. So this entrance to the cave will be over here, which means we're going to be building that direction. And let's go ahead and set the default texture here. And I'm going to use, because the interior of the cave is kind of bluish, we'll use the buried textures here, which will be a nice bluish theme. All right, and that particular piece of terrain I'm not necessarily crazy about because it's so thick. And so we're going to use a little bit different piece. We're going to use this one, which is the same size, length and width-wise, but it's half the height. And we'll start our build up here. So I guess I didn't really need to move that boombox. All right, and then we'll go ahead and frame in the walls here a little bit. And I'm going to start the build one block up from the bottom edge of this. So I'm placing that there just as a spacer. And we're going to use this really large block here. I'm going to set it right down on top of that spacer. Just like that. Make sure it's flush on the sides. And we can take that little spacer out. And I'm doing that just to make sure everything lines up when I'm all done. So this is going to be the entrance. And the cave is going to set up at this level. And so we'll come over to this end of the wall here, and I'm going to frame in the entrance. So we're going to stick a couple of these along here like that. And let me just find my screen grab here to make sure, yeah. It's really important that I get this part of the cave entrance correct, because everything else I built after this needs to line up properly with this. And so that's why I'm spending a lot of time figuring this out. So sorry about that. Okay. And then on the other side, we're going to put one of these. I'm also going to drop one over here on the end with one of these here. And then we're going to use this small short canyon curve piece. And yeah, that piece doesn't go there. Sorry about that. I had experimented with this a little bit earlier. Let's just drop those right there for now. And to make it go quicker, let's just pick this piece up and put it down. So I was experimenting with the shape of this earlier. And I had that other piece in there before, which turns out I don't need. All right, and there is the entrance then to the Cave of Wonders. It's going to be through that opening. And so because of that, we're going to place down another piece of terrain out here, like this. And I'm going to style this one, just this one piece, to use the Agrabah Sands of Time. Sands of Agrabah. So I'm not going to set that to be my theme. I'm just going to apply it to that one block. And that'll be the exterior piece. And then we'll come up to the set pieces. And we'll look for the Cave of Wonders piece. Right there. And that's going to sit down on the base of this block right like that. And the player's not going to see it from this side, but they will see it from that side. So that's why I want to make sure we get that correct. And then while I'm thinking of it, let's go back down here and pick up the start pad and move this up where it needs to be. Because the player is going to start right here. Just like that. All right, so now we have the back wall of the cave. Now let's start working on the staircase. And for this, let's see, gotta find the right screen grab here. Okay, so let's come back down to Building Sets, Group 6. And we're going to scroll over to the stairway pieces. And I'm using these stair pieces. I'm not crazy about the color, but what I'm really interested in is that curved piece right here. Because the staircase that you see in the screenshot is not square. And I could use some blocks, the stairs piece under the blocks drawer, and style those to be kind of a bluish color like we see there. And that would work. And if you prefer to do that, that's fine. But what you're going to end up with is something that's pretty square and blocky. And so I want to use these stairs here because it doesn't look quite so square. And I wish I could style these so that we didn't have the brown, because that just doesn't look really good color-wise in here. But I don't think there's really anything I can do about that. So we're going to stop at that point for right now. And we're going to come back up here and fill in some blocks around these. So we're going to start back here. And we're going to put 2 of these under here. And then 1 there, and we can put a 1x3 there, which will save a little room. And we can put those under there like that. And then we also need, let's see, do we want to do this piece? Yeah, I think actually I did this piece. Let's go ahead and put that in instead. And that will save a little bit of memory. Because I need those pieces to carry below the terrain. And then we're going to come out right on side of this and put down 2 pieces like that. And another piece down below like that. And I really don't need a fourth piece here because this is going to get covered up. So that's good right there, just like that. And then let's come over to the other side of the drawer, and probably be quicker just to come up here and pick up this piece and put it back down and go left. Because the piece I'm interested in is this canyon curve. This is right at the perfect height for those stairs. And we're going to sit it right under here, and it follows the curve of the stairs nicely. So I really like how that works. And then we're going to put this wide canyon wall right in here. And as you can see, that covers that up nicely. And then the next canyon wall piece over, we're going to put that back over here, which covers up that gap. And we need this little piece. And you can see now why I had to have this piece down here. Even though it's covered up on that side, it's not covered up on this side. So there we go. All right. So now coming around over here on this side, we're going to use these shorter pieces here. And I'm going to start with this thinnest piece that I've got. And we're going to put down 2 of those and 1 of these, which gets us to that point. And then the stairs are going to curve around, so we're going to need that piece and another one of these small pieces. And we'll flip this one around like that. And that's too long. Put this one in here like that. And then this curved piece will go here. And then I think this piece pretty much fits right in here. We'll need one more little piece here in the back. And so there we have that. So that looks pretty good. And let's come over and pick this piece up and put it down again because I want to fill this in under here. This piece will come up like that. And then we'll fill in those pieces there like that. And once again, let's pick that piece up to get to this part of the drawer. And we're going to use these little canyon wall ends just to kind of cover up that gap a little bit. And since we're going to do that on this other side too, we can go ahead and take that piece out because this is going to be covered up. So just like that. And we'll put one up here like that. So there we go. It's starting to look pretty decent. And then down on this side, we need to carry the stairs down to the floor of the cave. So we'll pick this staircase up again. Again, I find that quicker than scrolling through the drawers. And then we're going to build this out so that we carry the stairs all the way to the floor of the cave. Oops. And then we'll come back and fit some blocks in here. And once again, we're going to use these pieces to kind of cover some of that up. So that tells you what the gaps that you need to plug. Because we don't have to fill in all of that empty space with blocks. And so because of that, let's come up here and pick this piece up. Put it down, which gets us to that one. We'll slide this right under there like that, and a little block up there like that. And there we go. There's our winding staircase. So that doesn't look too bad. Very similar to what we see in the movie. The only difference is we got this brown color here for the stairs instead of blue. Now, at the top of this, there's a lot of ugliness here with all of these cracks. And so one of the things I chose to do to cover this up a little bit and hide that, you've got these pieces here, the rock terrain blend and outer corner rock terrain blend. And if we can place these kind of along here, my thinking was that this would help cover up some of that ugliness. And so we've got this corner one. We've got some longer pieces. And the rock one is way back here. So I'm going to put this kind of under here a little bit. We don't have to cover up too much there, but I'm going to put one under there. And I'm going to put down a curved piece up there. So we're going to put this one, let's see, how do we want to do this? And we're going to need one over here. So let's put this down like that. And I could place this here, but there's nothing that, I mean, you have a flat edge on one side, which looks kind of goofy. So we're going to pull this out like that. We've got an inner corner here, and I want to take the flat edges and put those down in this spot there, like that. And then there's a outer corner, and again we want the flat edges, so they're like this, and we'll rotate and put one over here like that. And then this flat piece over here, put that out like that, rotate it, and there. So that kind of helps cover up some of that ugliness. We still have this one corner over here though. So I'm looking for the outer rock corner. And that little rock sticks off the edge there, but oh, actually I didn't put that down in the right spot, that's why. That should be over here. There we go. So you can see that looks a little bit better. You don't see all of those seams. It's not covering them up fully, but yeah, it helps. I think that looks better than what we had. Okay, so with the stairs in there, now we can fill in the rest of the walls. And so let's come back over here and pick this piece up and put it down. And we're going to come over and put these in on the perimeter. And I want to put this up here because we need to cover up the gaps. So I don't want to put this out this way. I think this will look good if we put this over here. Let me just grab my screenshot, make sure I put this in the right spot, because all this stuff has to line up when we get ready to put ceilings on and all that fun stuff. And nope, I'm not correct. Good thing I checked my screenshot. Okay, so this is fine. And we're actually going to raise that up to make it flush with that corner like that. And we're going to slide this back, which doesn't leave a gap there in that corner. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. And this is why I took screenshots of what I built, so I remember to put this together the right way. And don't worry about the gap along the bottom, because that's going to get plugged. Okay. Good. All right, so let's go up to Building Sets Group 5. Group 6, sorry. And we're going to keep scrolling to the right till we get to the Dunbrock Castle pieces. And I'm looking for that thin Dunbrock Castle block piece. And this is going to sit right in here like this, I believe. Yep, just like that. And so we're going to have two of these, and then an archway, and you'll notice that lines up perfectly with those stairs. So that tells us we've got the thing built properly here. Because in the screenshot, you'll remember from the original movie that the stairs dead-ended right at the entrance to the treasure chamber there. We're going to build this wall up too high. So there we go. That's the wall to the treasure chamber. And now that we have that, we can fit in some terrain blocks around the base of this. That'll cover up those gaps. It'll help it so that it doesn't look quite so blocky. So we'll come back over and pick this up and put it down. And we're going to start with this canyon outer curve. We're going to put this right here in the corner. And another one, let's see, yeah, on this end in this corner. And if you wanted to get creative, you could throw in one of these instead and kind of try to make this look a little better, a little bit less square, but this is the way I chose to do it anyway. And then we're going to use these long pieces here to kind of fill this in a little bit. And actually, that's a little too long. So we'll use this piece. We'll use this one next to it. And then we'll put that one in like that. And on the other side, I'm just going to put that one down like that. And I want to put the longer piece out here where it's a little bit more visible, because nobody's probably going to run back over here and see the seam. So that'll hide that seam a little bit. Then we'll do the same thing on this end. There we go. That covers up the seam. There's no gap down there. And that looks pretty good. Builds a nice high wall. It looks kind of natural. So I like that. All right, we'll pick this piece up, and we're almost done for today. And now we're going to line this up with the back edge of this. And I would love to have a piece along the back that didn't have a gap, a seam down the middle, but this only goes as far as the whole width of this, which means I'll need another block over there and another block over there to plug the seams. So rather than do that, what I'm going to do is that. So we'll have 2 blocks instead of 3. And that leaves us with this one seam here. But when we put the ceiling on later, I think that'll cover that up, and it's not going to be quite so noticeable. All right, so if we had gone into the Cave of Wonders from outside, this is what we would have come to. And so that looks pretty good. We come down the stairs. Come down these stairs. We're right at the entrance to the treasure vault, but we do have that problem, which tells me I need to bring this up higher. So we'll put it there for right now. I may have to adjust that again a little bit later when we build the treasure chamber, but for right now, that's fine. That looks better. Okay, and there's the stairs heading up to the entrance of the cave. So that's the entrance to the Cave of Wonders, and it's a little square for my liking, but it's not too bad. I think that's the best I can do with the pieces I have to work with. Next time I'll build the treasure chamber that lies beyond the archway here. Before I sign off for the day, I want to let you know once again that I don't have a floor plan for this toy box, so if you visit my blog looking for one, you won't find it. It takes a while to draw up a floor plan, and now that I'm doing 4 videos per week, I need to save some time somewhere.
What should I do next?
Just stand there. Anyway, since I'm doing 4 videos per week, I need to save some time somewhere, and I'm thinking that those of you who are building this toy box on your own console or PC are probably already watching each episode, so it should be easy enough to follow what I'm doing in the video. Well, that's all for me today. Thank you for watching, and please hit the like button and leave a comment before you go. You can also subscribe to my channel by clicking my photo in the lower right corner of this video. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.